We are doing one session, one chapter. And today we'll be reflecting upon the 8th chapter, that is Akshar Bramha Yoga. So let us prepare ourselves by sitting straight. Head, neck, backbone straight. This is a position where the energy flow is maximum. We must practice sitting like this at least for a couple of hours. Body stillness is the first practice we can inculcate. What is to be done with the mind? Let us withdraw our mind from all that has happened in the past. Experience and learning. In these two, learning is more important. So let us only keep the learnings from our past, whatever life we have lived. What are my life learnings? We must actually write down what have I learned from my school life, college life, marriage life, job life, business life. And that I must remember. Let us withdraw our mind from future anxieties, worries. Lord says it is in my hand. Do not think too much about next moment. Today we are going to say this because next moment anything can happen. Let us also drop present confusions and tensions and focus on our breath. God has given one very beautiful object of meditation, that is the breath. Entire attention on the breath. So let us take a deep, slow, conscious breath. Full breath. And then we realize that most of the time we take 1/4 of the breath. Breath is always in the present moment, always detached, always fresh, always available with us. God-given, not created by human being. So now the body is still, mind is alert, quiet, reflective. Whatever lingering thoughts are there at the background, they vanish when we chant loudly. So let us together chant
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। गजाननं भूतगणातिसेवितं कवित्तजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजं। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं तं सचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। हरि ओम्।
Hari Om. Thank you, Rajshekar ji, Lata Rajshekar ji. Hari Om to all. So as we are doing one chapter, one session, we are going to see today chapter number 8, Akshar Bramha Yoga, the yoga of imperishable Brahman. What has happened in the first 7 chapters? First 6 chapter, though many topics came, main topic was about Jiva. Once we know what we have forgotten, anger, fear will vanish. What a great benefit for all of us. We'll be cheerfully enjoying all actions, all duties by understanding what is karma. And in the Karma Yoga spirit, we will do all the actions. And then our mind will become peaceful, concentrated. And then what to do then? By meditating on the self, I will realize my own self. So this happened in the first 6 chapter quickly. So one who realizes the self is called as a jnani. And Bhagavan says, I love jnani the most among artharthi jidnyasu. And then from 7th chapter, we must pay attention because Bhagavan starts by saying that pay attention because regarding God, there is a lot of confusion. In spiritual seekers also, what is the difference between Brahman, Ishvara and Avatara? Must be clear. Brahman is, today we are going to see Akshar Bramha Yoga. Then Brahman plus Maya with his power is called as Ishvara, God. God does everything, Brahman does not do everything. But both are unmanifest. We can't see that. We can't see Ishvara. But when this unmanifest Ishvara avatarati on this planet, then it is called as a avatar, which we saw in the fourth chapter. So Bhagavan says that Jnani knows the distinction between all three. Then Jnani knows the higher nature and the lower nature of God. The Jnani knows what is action in inaction, inaction in action. And in the last chapter, when we concluded, Bhagavan says that Jnani knows me, the Brahman, because Bhagavan again and again has one regret that people really do not think, ponder, and know my unmanifest nature. So this chapter is dedicated to knowing that unmanifest nature of the Lord. And Bhagavan says, once we know this, then you will reach my abode. Everything will become joyous journey, and then you will reach at the end of the journey my abode, which is very different than your abode. So in the last chapter, we saw that Bhagavan concluded the chapter by saying that a jnani knows me like this, and he used 6 terms: Brahma, Adi Yajna, Adi Bhuta, Karma, Adi Daiva. So definitely this chapter, Arjun is paying attention. He immediately asked Bhagavan, this, I want to know what this 6 terminology, because I want to become a jnani. I want to know you as a jnani knows through these terms. See the desire of Arjun. So very interesting. So this chapter starts with Arjun's question, and Arjun adds one more question, which is very, 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 very important for all of us. Arjun asks that Bhagavan, that all these 6 topics are there, but contemplating on these topics and meditating, suppose I pass away, how to remember you in my last moment? That is a big challenge for all of us. That we will see what Lord answers and why it is important. Because that last moment, there is a rule of rebirth. That we will see. So this chapter is also termed as Pranava Yoga, Mahapurusha Yoga in different texts, but commonly known as Akshar Bramha Yoga, Yoga of imperishable Brahman. So those who are attending Mundaka Upanishad, there are 2 kinds of knowledges. Knowledge of the imperishable is called Paravidya, and knowledge of perishable is called Aparavidya. So all of us who are studying physics, chemistry, biology, this topic, that topic, all that knowledge comes into knowledge of the perishable, because it is perishing, it is changing. And that knowledge, suppose I get, which is imperishable, then I become imperishable. Om Brahmavid apnoti param. The knower of Brahman, attains Supreme. So this chapter starts with 7 questions of Arjun. Arjun has asked 7 topics. What are these? Kim Tat Brahma, Kim Adhyatmam, Kim Karma, Kim Adi Bhutam, Kim Adi Daivam, Kim Adi Yajnam, and Prayana Kale Cha Katham. Like at the last moment, how should I remember you? Because it is not very easy. We will see that when the topics come and what Bhagavan is going to say. So what are the topics in this? What is Brahman? What is Adhyatma? What is Karma? What is Adi Bhuta? What is Adi Daiva? And who and how is Adi Yajna in this body? And at the time of death, how to know, how to meditate on you? It is very difficult because I am suffering with lot of pain and then sorrow, and this is paining, that is paining, maybe on ventilator. How do I know? how to meditate. So, and then why to know all these things? Seems to be a little complicated terminology, but we will see in simple terms how and why it is important. So Bhagavan starts that all this, so there are 6 terminologies, but all 5 other are different aspects of Brahman only. So as we say that what are the impurities in the mind? 6 impurities are there. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. And the 5 are aspects of Kama only. Kama only becomes Krodha, Kama only becomes Matsara, Kama only becomes Lobha, etc. etc. So, in this 6, the 5 are aspects of first Brahman. So, what is Brahman? Brahman word comes from Brihatvat. Brihatvat means the biggest. What is the meaning of biggest? The biggest means boundary less, limitless. There is no limit. Oh, is it space then? No, no, it is not space. It is Chaitanya Sarup. Space is an element. It is imperishable. It is that immutable, one supreme Brahman. So that is the definition of Brahman, the unmanifest, biggest. And what are the limitations? No, there is no time, space, object limitation there. But I have a limited mind. Can I know that? Yes. Once the limited mind focuses on the unlimited Brahman, it becomes unlimited. That is what is realization. So what is our goal of life? Why Brahman we should know? Because our goal of life is to realize that Brahman, Tat, Tattvamasi means that am I. That Brahman is. Now that Brahman is what? Adhyatma. That is the second terminology. It is my own self. Otherwise, who is interested to know what is Brahman and then immutable, imperishable? There are so many attributes you are giving. I am not interested. No, no. But when immediately Bhagavan says, no, that is your own self. Aham Atma Gudakesha. Oh, then I am interested. I want to know my own self because I think I am this body. I am a combination of this body, mind, thought, sensation, perception, feelings only. Because whole time I am thinking about body or perception or some sensation in the body or some feelings in the body or some thoughts or some opinions or some ideas or some memories. This is my life. Bhagavan says, no, no, no. Now you focus that on Adhyatma. Because at Adhyatma, if you focus, then you will come to Brahman. The way to reach Brahman is Adhyatma, self. My own self, nature of self, I must know. So, what is our goal? Our goal of life is to know that Brahman and this self, Atman is one. Aham Brahmasmi. Oh, then I am interested because most of the time I am interested in myself. So Bhagavan says, know yourself. Once you know yourself, you will know God. And once you realize God, you will know yourself. Either way. Adi Bhuta means is a substratum of the perishable world. Why I should know that? No, no. People before coming to Vedanta Bhagavad Gita think that no world was there, and in that world I was born. This earth is there for 4.2 billion years. There are so many yugas have passed, and now I am born first time. No, no. Bhagavan says no, no, no. You are the substratum of this entire world. So what is our goal? Goal in life is to enjoy the world, which is perishable. Bhagavan says, I have created this world to enjoy. Enjoy. But do not get attached. Very important point. I must write down. Those are writing. I must not seek permanency in changing world. Relationships are changing. Objects are changing. People are changing. Their behavior is changing. Everything is to change. The whole problem or misery, cause of misery is try to hold on to something which is going to change. Actually, the fear and sorrow happens when we are in unknowingly holding on to something which has changed or which is changing because the nature of world is changing. Jayate gacchati iti jagata. So very, very important and important point. How to be joyous and cheerful. Those who come to Bhagavad Gita knowledge normally become joyous and cheerful and live their life. Why? Because with this, what Bhagavan is saying. that you know that you are the imperishable substratum, not this changing body, changing world, changing relationship. Today, this family, next life, another family, another world, another place, another job, another school. Then what is karma? Karma is the creator of the world. The definition of karma here is not action, not karma yoga. Bhagavan is defined karma as the creator of the world. So what is the importance to me? How is it related to me? Our goal is to ask that what am I causing? What am I creating with each action? Otherwise, if I don't ask this question that what am I causing and creating, most of the time I'm crazy, creating misery and sorrow with my action and thoughts. Because I'm going into past, and what am I causing to myself? No, I'm sharing sad stories all the time, what has happened in the past. What am I causing to other and myself? And why, very interestingly, I was just reading yesterday, why people are more interested in sharing sad stories, because there is no happiness I'm experiencing. So I hold on to sad stories, pain stories, because something the mind wants to hold on. And when I share about sadness and pain, people relate to it. And that, very interestingly, without giving a thought, people say, no, no, we should be empathetic, we should be very sympathetic. The definition of empathy is that दूसरे के दुख में दुख देखो, दूसरे के सुख में सुख देखो. Not that if I am not able to see sukh in another person's sukh, only I am seeing dukkha only, then there is a problem. So what am I causing? What am I creating with each action? I must ask. Some people create confusion and whole day I am busy but causing nothing. Whole day morning to evening I am busy. Adi Daiva, next word, is the illuminator of all senses. Why should I know that Adi Daiva is the illuminator of all senses? Because in next life, this power goes of seeing with us. Only the senses drop. Like for example, the power is always there. Suppose the cataract comes on my eyes. Doctor removes the cataract, the power of seeing is already there. So there is a power of seeing, power of thinking, power of feeling, power of walking, power of talking. All that powers are there. The powers do not go. Only the instrument goes with death. And the powers are transformed from one birth to another birth. Because subtle body and causal body goes from one body to another body. Only the gross body drops here. So that's the reason I must know about Adi Daiva. Adi Yajna, very important thing. Adi Yajna is the witnesser of all happening in me. Suppose you go to Ramana Maharshi and say that, I am suffering because of this person. Then Ramana Maharshi will, who is suffering? I am suffering. Who is that I? Find out. I am sad. Who is that I? Find out. Then the sadness goes, happiness goes, gladness goes. It happened to me. I did this, I'm like this, I'm old. Who is this I? When I focus on the I, all stories drop. Our goal is to ensure that all our actions must be performed in the Yajna Bhava, because that I is a reflected consciousness and that can be dropped with selflessness. There are various ways to drop that we are going to see. When we perform selfless action, the I drops. When we are coming to Bhakti Yoga, in love, the ego is dissolved. So here, very importantly, in these six terminologies, Jiva indicated Adhyatma and Adi Daiva. Jagat indicated Karma and Adi Bhuta. Jagdishwara indicated Brahman and Adi Yajna. Why this is important? Because for us, I am different, world is different, God is different. I have to deal with this difficult word. World is so difficult, world is very cunning, world is very boring. Normally in many of my sessions, when I start a text, I ask people that please define in one sentence what is your perception of the world. Then people give so many. World is bad, world is good, world is very interesting. But then world is different than me. But when we come to Bhagavad Gita, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, God that is Jagdishwara, Jiva and Jagat, all are one. And then there is beauty, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. All are one. Very beautiful topic to think, because otherwise when we come to Vedanta, people say Jagan Mithya Brahma Satya, and an Ajatavad says that the world never existed, and then another thought is that everything is Brahman only. So beautiful. Everything is Brahman. Jaja Tikani Manajaya Mase, Tyatya Tikani Nizarupa Tuse. So wherever my mind goes, it is you only. How beautiful it would be, a vision of a jnani, that wherever mind goes, there that God itself is there. There is no distinction. So what happens in the final realization? I must know what happens, the final state. The separation dissolves. The distinction between me, world and God dissolves. That is the state of a jnani. So now Lord answers the seventh question. Six questions are answered. Now seventh question, what was the question? That Bhagavan, this Adi Daiva, Adi Bhuta, Adi Yajna, Karma, and then Karma you are talking creator. In third chapter you told Karma is action. How to remember this? So now Bhagavan says, Anta Kale cha mameva, Smaran Muktva Kalevaram. Very important verse. At the time of death and departure, Bhagavan says, think, remember me alone. That alone word is remember, important. Then you will reach me. Why? Because the rule what Lord has given in this rebirth is that the last thought before departure determines our next destination. So now the problem is this with us, that Bhagavan, it is very easy for you to say. Now there are two problems here. One problem is that I do not know when is my last moment. When I go to sleep, I think that I will get up. How do I know when is my last moment? Anytime the moment can come, and then, after going, people discuss, what? This person had tea and then spoke to me, and then he was nicely talking and he just took a nap, and after nap, gone in the nap. So there are many, many stories people say, no, what happened? This he told, he was reading a book, he went out and came back and nothing was there. Everything seems to be okay, but something happened, gone. The life, what we think is so solid, in one moment, life is so fragile, gone. Gone means gone, nothing there. So now very important pointers to remember, that this last thought, it is not very easy to keep, because our attention will be, because I do not know when it is going to come. This is spinning, that is not working. I'm taken to hospital, and then I'm thinking about the tear happen, and then my attention is on the house. Then who will pay the EMI? Who will pay the electric bill? You're all forgetful people. What will happen to house and maid servant? And then maid servant, I think, and I die. And then I become maid servant, because that is my last thought. No, if there is a dog at home, then who will feed that dog? Nobody is looking after dog, only I look after dog. I think of the dog and I die, I become the dog. The very dangerous thing. Because now we have to think that our scriptures say, and we have to also think, when we'll see at Mahabharata stories after this, we will see Lord Krishna himself was avatar of Vishnu. How did he pass away? He went to jungle, alone, forest, no one there around him. That is the way to die. Because our scriptures say, if you are there with relatives and friends and together, then the mind will be always attached to some relative, and what will happen, that will be my last thought. It is not very easy to keep the last thought on the Lord, though we think. And that's the reason when people die, if you look at their faces, most of the time they say it is surprise and shock. Oh, Mr. Yam, you came just now, but you didn't inform me. Yam told, I informed you, your hair became white, your teeth are falling, you cannot walk. I have given you so many notices, but you don't understand. Advocates give notices. खाली करो, खाली करो, खाली करो. तुम्हारा रेंट हो गया, तुम्हारा टाइम हो गया, 11th month is over. Now you have to renew the contract. So in Mahabharata also, when Pandavas started ruling, Kunti, Dhritarashtra and Vidur went to forest and lived, not in the palace. And you have seen that sometimes when people are attached, when they go away, the person dies and says, no, no, I was away and that time it happened. It is the best thing for the jiva because jiva remains unattached. The more attachment while living, more suffering for the jiva. So very, very important words. I do not know my departure time and date because when we arrive, there is a time and date of our birth, but we come with a return ticket that I do not know. So how to ensure? Bhagavan gives practices. So from 7 to 14 verses, practices are given by Lord. Beautiful topic. We will see quickly in simple terms how Bhagavan says that you have to remember. But before this, simple practices we have to inculcate. Number one, when we get up, Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, then I should, oh, I am alive today morning, thank God. So morning starts with remembering God. Then I take bath. While taking bath, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, people say chant. And then after taking bath, at least most of us do some small puja or at least light a diya or agarbatti. That time I remember God. Then why before taking breakfast, then I should say Brahmarpadam, remembering God. Then before going to work, that verse is going to come in the 9th chapter. Yat karoshi, yadashnasi, yad juhosi. Then I say, Bhagavan, before going to work, any project, any work, any job or business, I say the preparation, process and result I offered you. And then I go fearlessly and do everything. What is the fear? Because I have already offered. The greatest regret in life is that not trying something. I didn't try only. I should have done this. That is the greatest regret. And then once I come back, Tera Tujko Arpan, then evening again we light the lamp and Shubham Karoti Kalyanam. And then again dinner, Brahmarpanam Brahmavi. And then before going to sleep, Tera Tujko Arpan, we can chant anything, whatever we remember. And then all four Mahavakyas, Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi, Ayamatma Brahma, whatever. Manobuddhi Chitta Ankara, Chittani Nam, I am not this, I am not this. So this way, if I spend the day, so in our culture, morning Sandhya, afternoon Sandhya, evening Sandhya, remember in Islam 5 times. So somewhere I have to start and I would request those who do not have or those who have. Today, those who have, they must take out my prayers book out. And those who do not have, you must order online my prayers book of Chinmay Mission. In that, every session of the day, the one prayer is given. It takes 30 seconds to chant that prayer. If we do this, last moment is taken care of. So now Bhagavan says, I'll give you practice as per your temperament you practice. A Jnana Yogi, what will do? Because the chapter is for Jnana Yogis. Know the imperishable Brahman clearly by asking this 6th question. Today I know this terminology, which we are covering in the summary in 5 minutes, but this will take years, hours of study to read, to understand each term. Ask one question, who am I? Why am I doing this? What is this world? What is the nature of the world? Who is God? What is the nature of God? What is my relationship with this world and God? Abhyasa yoga yuktena. Bhagavan says. You every day think about it, do swadhyaya, and then think about it. So that is the one way to remember God through abhyasa, by chintana. Constantly that chintan goes at the back of the mind as this. There is in singing, classical singing, at the background, the Shruti goes. At the same time, this Chintan goes. The next is, suppose, Dhyana Yoga. Meditate regularly. Ananya Chetaha Satatam Yomam Smarati Nityasha. Regularly think about me, then you will reach me effortlessly. In the last thought will be mine. Gurudev gives this example. When I first came to Chinmay Mission, first text I heard of from Gurudev was Vivek Chudamani. It was for a youngster. That was the last camp Gurudev took for youngsters in Pavai Ashram. And that time he told this, that meditation means what? And because all of us were youngsters, most of us were unmarried, he gave this. He told meditation means a person who is about to get married. The girl and the boy has seen each other but not yet gotten married. That is the best period because that is called as romance. Then it becomes dal chawal, rokel, EMI, house, nappy changing. That is the time people think about each other the most. That is what the example he gave about dhyana. Very beautiful. I still remember after 25 years. Now the boy has not met the girl, not like today WhatsApp and mobile phone. Earlier people used to take appointment and meet. So the boy has not met the girl and now today 6 o'clock the boy is going to meet the girl is going to meet the boy and the boy gets up. And how will the boy or girl get up? Today I'm going to meet her. And then so let us take the boy will brush properly, shave properly, and then, like all the time thinking of when he's going to meet 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And he will dress with the best dress, best perfume, and see 10 times the shoes are polished. And then he goes for office. Office, he doesn't get the auto, he doesn't get the bus, but he's not bothered because his mind is at 6 o'clock. When he reaches office late, the boss shouts at him. He is not bothered, today because the mind says, okay, no, today is the shouting, insult is okay, today 6 o'clock. And he eats lunch with that thought and then 6 o'clock comes and meets. So whole day, the boy at the background is saying, today is 6 o'clock, I'm going to meet. Today 6 o'clock, the meeting will be there. So he says, that is meditation. At the back of the mind, I always remember Lord with that love, interest, passion, and when all activities go on the periphery, it doesn't matter much. Bhakti path. Those who are following Bhakti path, love dissolves the ego. People think, Bhakti is very easy, Jnana is very difficult, Dhyana is very... No. Bhakti, Bhagavan says that Bhakti is possible when you only love me. Ananya Cheta, Ananya, not that you love family, you love world, you love this places and that object and that situation, and in that God also I love for 10 minutes, do puja. No, only God I love, like Mirabai. I do not want kingdom, I do not want king, I just love Krishna, love Atma, love scriptures, love Guru. So, Bhakti demands, God says that, do you love me alone? No other. Sarva dharman parityaja. Everything you sacrifice, let go and then love me alone. That is not very easy for many people. People think bhakti path is very easy. Yogic path, Bhagavan says, yoga balena chaiva. Bhruvor madhya prana. Fix the prana between the eyebrows and then meditate and your concentration will increase. What is a path? Practice of detachment and concentration. Dhyan, dharana, samadhi, ashtanga yoga. All paths Bhagavan mentions. Kramapath, action for Papa Punya. Okay, all these things are not possible. I am more of action oriented. Then action oriented means I do Punya, do Yajna, Dana, Tapa, and after enjoying, I go to higher worlds, come here again, and then I seek God. Vedanta path, what we are following here, practice Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata by doing good, being good. Every action is creating more peace and more concentration. So what is the purpose of doing a job, getting married, doing business? My mind should become peaceful and concentrated. The moment family, job, business is dropped, then the mind immediately focuses on God. But Gurudev says that 23 and a half hours, if we actually practice this, half an hour meditation, one doesn't have to do. Automatically meditation will happen. Suppose I really get tired, morning to 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock, I work with this Karma Yoga principle. The moment the person falls on the bed, the person goes to sleep. No thought, no me, world disappear. Otherwise, there are so many in a mobile. 10 times I have to look into mobile, take a tablet, create so many things to fall asleep because I have not exercised at body mind level. So, death of the ego in meditation and realize Jivan Mukti here and now. That is Vedanta path. Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasam is the Vedanta path. Guruji one day was asking that I must ask this question, those who are listening for last 25 years, that what is my path actually? What is my path among this which I should follow more? All paths I must follow little, little. But what is my main temperament and what is the path I must follow? What is the result of this? Reaching me, my abode means what? What will be the result? Now, this is the total life success principles are given. As there is Aushadhalaya, Vastralaya, Vidyalaya, Sadhanalaya, Devalaya, there is Dukkhalaya, Bhagavan says. The more, again, suppose I get body, Bhagavan says that this body is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Again, I will go into another's womb, and then the womb is dark and it is dirty also. Then again, I will take birth. Then again, I will go to school. Then again, homework. Then again, I will go to college. And then again, there is coming first and competition. Then again, there will be marriage and then children. And then again, there will be job, business. I have to earn money. And then again, everything will happen. So, this body, once we get, it is a Bhagavan says dukkha lay. Lay means what? Vidyalay. Vidyalay means where knowledge is abode of knowledge. Sadhana lay. Sandipani sadhana lay, where sadhana is the abode. Devalay. Temple is called as Devalay in our terminology. It is God's abode. So Bhagavan says that this body is dukkhalaya. If we see all openings, how many openings are there on the body? 9 openings are there. From all 9 openings, Bhagavan says that to remind you, all dirt only comes outside. Morning, evening, afternoon, when we see from 9 openings, dirt comes outside from the 9. So moksha, liberation from what? Birth, death, cycle, house of sorrows, all sorrows, suffering, pains, all bondage, limitation, ignorance will give. So here a different picture of life is created to create vairagya. Dosha dukkha buddhi Bhagavan has said. Why Bhagavan? Because Bhagavan says you enjoy this world but do not get attached. What I will get? Anandalaya, permanent, unbroken, infinite happiness. From dukkhalaya to anandalaya will be eternal, imperishable, changeless state of being. That is the name of this chapter. Yoga of imperishable Brahman. Because perishable will give dukkha. Before death of body, death of ego must happen. Because if ego remains, it will go to another body. My abode where there is no return. Yam prapya na nivartante. Tad dhamam paramam mama. How is my abode? That is infinite bliss. It's imperishable. You just, know it and then experience it and it will be wonderful. There is no limit of anything. You will get whatever you want because you become infinite without any limitation. Because each one of is seeking what? Freedom. Each one of is seeking limitless happiness, not limited happiness, not touch wood kind of happiness. And once I do effort for this, I don't have to do effort again. What a relief. Otherwise, once I get happiness from something, again to maintain it, I have to put 100 times of efforts. This creation in Anadi, continuous cycle. This is Param Dhama. This is Paramam Mama. This is the highest goal. So, you enjoy life with temporary happiness but seek permanent happiness. Enjoy the change but seek permanency in the self and God. And then last verse, Bhagavan gives all life management principles in this. Vedeshu, Yadneshu, Tapasu, Chaiva, Daneshu. Yat Punyaphulam Pradishtam. All life principles are given here, management principles, because There are people who say, what are the life management principles from Gita? This verse we can take. Vedeshu means listening, how we should spend life, listening, reading, doing manana scriptures, clear knowledge. Why I take birth? What is the purpose of getting married? What is the purpose of doing job, earning money? What is the purpose of doing business? What will happen next life? Clear knowledge must be there. No confusion. Then tapasu. Then I have to practice austerities. What I have to practice while living? Sense control. The mobile can tell us, okay, today you saw YouTube less by 1 hour, less mobile phone, less WhatsApp, less Instagram, less social media. And then mind control. Mind must be controlled by not allowing it to be exposed to negative things, especially for spiritual sadhaks. Because when I sit for meditation, all this news will come, all people, all this gossip comes. So I must slowly avoid all these things. People who talk negative, the spiritual aspirant must avoid their company or must have the ability to change that negative conversation into positive conversation. Then only the mind will remain peaceful, cheerful, concentrated. The mind becomes impure. Yadneshu, perform all duties at home, job as worship to God, morning to evening. Cheerfully, joyfully, no fear. Because already I have offered Bhagwan the practice, the preparation, and the result to God only. So first of all, I get the energy from the knowledge. Then I conserve that energy by not allowing it to waste into other channels. And that energy I direct towards God. So complete energy management, life management principles. And then Daneshu, giving charity. Share the results, mobilize the resources. And then with above, I will get Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagrata. The mind will become peaceful, concentrated. So after marriage, after job, business, the mind starts, my mind must become more peaceful and more concentrated. Not that with age and experience, my mind becomes bitter and bitter, but it must become better and better, because with this peaceful mind and concentrated mind, only I can do Shravan, meditate regularly on that imperishable Brahman. That is the 8th chapter. Yoga of the imperishable Brahman. This is the yoga of imperishable Brahman. Bhagavan has given in the last verse. This is the highest possibility for a human being to accomplish, attain. Then you will attain the supreme essence, my abode, imperishable, infinite state. This is Akshara Bramha Yoga. Otherwise, many people think Akshara Brahma Yoga 8th chapter is little difficult. No, it is very beautiful when we understand what Bhagavan is actually telling. That one chapter, complete yoga of attaining, knowing, becoming that imperishable Brahman is given. This is yoga of imperishable Brahman, Akshara Brahma Yoga. Chapter 8 is complete. So summary of 8th chapter again, Arjun, 7 questions. What are the 7 questions? What is Brahman? What is Adhyatma? What is Adi Bhuta? What is Adi Daiva? Adi Yajna? And the 7th question is, how should I practice to keep the last thought before departure? So we saw the ways that from morning to evening at the background, this Shruti of self and God must go on, or with all this clear knowledge that why am I born? I am a guest on this planet, not host. I must not hold anything. The more possessiveness and holding, the last few years will be of suffering, disappointment, bitterness, because I will know that leaving is not very easy for many of us. Leaving, Leaving. So they say Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to live, Live. Bhagavatam teaches us how to leave. How Parikshit left the body because he got only limited time and then he focused on this. Lord's 7 answers. What is Brahman? Imperishable, infinite, absolute. What is Adhyatma? My own self, which I must realize. I-ness notion. Adi Bhuta, Adi Daiva, powers behind all knowledge and actions, organs. Then perishable, five elements, that is Adi Daiva, Adi Bhuta. And then fourth, Adi Daiva, powers behind all knowledge and actions. Fifth, Adi Yajna, everything is offered to the self. And action, that is karma, creation source. And seventh, remember God and perform actions. Conclusion, everything is Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. There is one infinite Brahma, and that is my nature, and that the nature is peace, existence, consciousness. Rule, our last thought will determine my next birth. So suppose I remember my own nature, that my nature is pure existence, pure consciousness, infinite bliss. That is the main point. If I remember at the back of the mind and do all actions, like the mother who is cooking, but while mind at the back is there on the small 1 year old child, which is crawling if that child is alone and mother is alone. Whatever actions mother is doing, back of the mind, her entire mind and brain is there on, attention is there on that child, what the child is doing. Practices to ensure that the last thought is about God. That I must ensure, and then I will reach Lord's abode, which is infinite bliss. That I must seek. And that can only happen when we actually get bored and tired of temporary happiness. So with that, Akshar Bramha Yoga chapter is complete. Thank you very much. I'll just... Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. So from today in Ashram, the 18th chapter is going on, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, liberation through renunciation. Very beautiful chapter in person, conducted by none other than Swami Advayananji. Those who are keen can still come for 1 or 2 sessions, see and then join. And it will be there for 3 months, from 10:30 to 11:30. So you can, if you are going to miss today, you can come next Sunday and see. And then if you want, you can continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prasad ji. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Thank you, sir.
Prasad ji.
For a wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prasad ji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Prabhat ji. Hari Om.
Thank you, Prasad ji, and the team sadhaks. We were reciting these shlokas. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Thank you, sir. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Puja.
Thank you,
Om,
sir.
Prasad ji.
Hari Om. This the name is learner.
That is me again. I'm on the other laptop. Sorry
Acha.
for that.
Okay.
Rajashri Lekar, yes.
Correct, correct. Earlier it was admin, now it is.
No, I just, my laptop was gone
Acha,
for
but very nice
elections.
name. Learner is a very good name. Fab.
Yeah, teachers are always learner. They're first
Correct.
learner, and that's why they become teachers.
Correct, correct.
Thank you. Sir, from where I should get these recordings? You said that we'll be getting recordings on the group.
So recordings will be posted on this group. By today evening, Manisha will post it.
Okay, okay.
Sent.
If I
And
can
it will
get
also
earlier
there on,
on.
it will be also, it is there on YouTube. You can go and check
Okay.
Prasad Devle if you type the YouTube channel. It is there. All the recordings are there. And other text also recordings are there.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Hari Om to all. Thank
Hari
you very
Om.
much. Hari
Sir.
Om. Neetaji,
Hari
कसं आहे?
Have a good
छान
day.
आहे.
Good
कॅनडा
evening.
मध्ये थंडी आहे.
Hari Om.
खूप आहे थंडी.
हरि ओम.
मायनस मध्ये
व्हेरी गुड.
चाललाय टेम्परेचर आता.
तुमचं माइंड प्लस मध्ये आहे ते मला माहिती आहे.
पण माइंड प्लस मध्ये टेम्परेचर मायनस मध्ये.
बरोबर.
Have a
हरि
good
ओम.
Sunday.
थँक्यू अम्मा.
हरि
How
ओम.
are you? Where are you? Where?
आय मीन कॅनडा.
I can see your dress.
हो. ओके
Have a
अम्मा.
good day.
हरि
हरि
ओम.
ओम. हरि ओम.
थँक्यू. इट्स गुड नाईट फॉर मी नाउ.
Canada beta ಬಂದು ನೀತಾ ದಾನಚಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ எங்கப்பா வந்து வச்சலாம் மம்மிட்ட எப்படி இருக்குது மம்மி கேட்கணுமா எங்க போய் அணைக்கணும்னு பார்க்கணும் தெரியல எனக்கு
எப்படி இருக்கே? ஓகே.
ஹலோ நீங்க எப்படி இருக்கீங்க மாமி
கை பேண்ட்
கையில
Manage.
என்னடா
கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லிப் ஆயிடுச்சு.
ஓஹோ டேக் கேர் மாமி
எல்லாம் டேக் கேர் பண்ணாலே ஆகிறது ஆகத்தான் சேருதுமா, என்ன பண்றது?
சாங் இன்னைக்கு ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது.
என்னமா